Well, see, I told you after he said it was hard to say goodbye to yesterday, you were going to stay in yesterday. Talk about yesterday. As we kind of bring our reflections to a close very quickly, I'm reminded of what James says in James chapter 4, verse 14, where he says, life is like a vapor. In other words, it's here today and it's gone today.
That's right.
But times like these should help us simply do three things. First thing death helps us to do, because life is like a vapor, is simply to remember. And that's what we did. We reflected. We remembered. We remembered those days of going and getting those greasy burgers and having a good time. I'm not going to repeat all the good times. But when we remember, life helps us to remember. But also, life as we remember ought to help us to revive. Revive relationships. Revive coming back and talking to people. Death helps to revive relationships between people who haven't seen each other in a long time. Isn't it interesting how death always seems to draw people where life can't? Yeah, when someone dies, we can all come on back. And so it helps us to revive. But then after it revives and after we remember, what good is it to remember? What good is to be revived if we never reconnect? And so I charge this family, even as we end this portion, as we eventually commit his body, to not only remember, not only to be revived, but reconnect. Reconnect with each other. Because the truth of the matter is, death will come again. It will come. If you don't believe me, look and ride past how, if you go past right up 9 Mile Road, you'll see the cemetery is always expanding. But if we remember and if we revive and if we reconnect, when death comes again, we will have someone and someone around us who can help us get through these difficult times. So even though life is like a vapor, death helps us to remember. Death helped us to revive. But then death lastly should help us to reconnect one with each other. So please reconnect. Because some of y'all are going to reconnect with some other things y'all just spoke about a few minutes ago. So not only reconnect with that, but reconnect with each other. Seriously.
Thank you, Mark.
Amen?
Amen.
Because the truth of the matter is, and we laugh and joke, and let me just clear the air. The preacher has no heaven or hell to put you in.
Amen.
Because the preacher too must give his election and calling sure.
Amen.
He must stand and give account before the same God you got to give account for. And matter of fact, the preacher is held to a different level of accountability, because every person he led astray is held under his watch. Amen?
Amen.
But listen, do what you do, but make sure at the end of the day, after you've done all you've done, you know that there's somebody bigger and somebody better that's holding your hand, that somebody else is making you live and move and have your being. You might not bust the church doors down every Sunday, but remember every now and then to look up towards heaven and say, God, I thank you because you gave me another day. God, I thank you even for all that you've done. God, I thank you because I wouldn't be here today if somebody wasn't watching out for me.
Amen.
So even in these moments, whether you go to church every Sunday or few, he's still standing with his arms open wide, saying, come unto me, all that are weary and heavy laden, and he will give you rest. At this time, we'll be led in our closing selection by Brother James Johnson.